So we previously talked about Donald Trump's obvious quid pro quo with oil executives, in which he told them, you guys give me $1 billion and you'll make even more off of that, off of the regulation changes and the laws that I'll allow to pass. So it's the most obvious corruption that we've ever seen. And obviously I was very peeved about it, but it turns out, thankfully, many of you were as well, because almost 6 in 10 likely voters that were surveyed about this, is 58%, said that they were concerned about a second Trump term after they heard that. And you can see the breakdown here with 42% of all likely voters very concerned about it. That's 71% of Democrats. I love that for 8% of Republicans, they are, just 8. 53% not at all concerned. Now these are people who fashion themselves as populists. They hate elites, they hate the deep state, they don't like any of that entrenched power and wealth. And this is a literal billionaire telling other millionaires and billionaires, you give me $1 billion so I can win the race. I don't even have to worry about my stupid voters giving me money. I'll just take your $1 billion and I'll give you whatever you want. An obvious quid pro quo, obvious explicit bribery. And only 8% of Republicans are like, yeah, that's not good. I don't like that. But I don't want to be too focused on the Republicans, because the good news is that many people are concerned about that. This is exactly the sort of thing that I want to drive our politics, is being actually suspicious of and critical towards entrenched political power and the ability of money to allow that entrenched power to maintain itself. And it turns out that when you tell people about it, they do care. But I'm gonna add one more dark line to that, which is, as we covered, I think last week, most mainstream media literally didn't talk about this for even a minute. And that is a dereliction of their duty. This is substance that people care about. If you're not talking about this, why do you have a show? Sharon, what do you think?
Well, you have it just to hear yourself talk, not you, them. That's
me too.
Well, maybe me a little bit too, but I think we're doing a just cause here, and the TYT membership wouldn't have it any other way. When I think of former President Trump and quid pro quo, I think of so many things that he tried to tackle and tried to threaten in the past. And I don't think he's going to consider what Americans want or think at all, because we're not really important. We are not important at all. He is, and being a dictator is, and listen, if this guy gets anywhere near 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, we're just gonna buckle up, okay? It's gonna crash at the end, and hope you have an airbag, but just, it's chaos. It's just chaos, and I don't quite know what to say about it, and you're right, I haven't seen much coverage of it because it's not sexy. It's not about, Stormy Mar-a-Lago and shooting Trump and Barron and Melania. So it's just not sexy.
But it is. It is. Okay, granted, maybe I'm not an expert on what's sexy or whatever. But look, it's a wealthy politician behind closed doors talking to a gaggle of it's a smoke-filled room. It's a literal smoke-filled room where he's like, you flood the election with money and I'm gonna give you whatever you want. This is old school political backroom. It's not sexy, I know, but it should be. It should be. Can I try to make it sexy? Okay, because I'd forgotten about this one element of it. And so I was critical of how little interest Republicans had in this and how it wouldn't cause them to reconsider voting for Trump. But that's not 100% true. When Republicans heard that a politician had done this, 42% said that they would reconsider voting for them. It was just that once you told them it was Trump, that shot down to almost nothing. So in the abstract, it's bad and it's corrupt. But for Trump, oh, not so much. I just recorded a video actually earlier today about how you can watch in real time when you go to a Trump rally and you ask them questions, them trying to make it all fit in their mind. And this is one where maybe it's a little bit harder than in other cases, but a lot of them do end up getting there. Anyway, lots of good polling, by the way, on this. Maybe the media can talk about it. CNN, it's about Trump. I know you like that. It's also about climate change. I know you don't like that, but some pros, some cons. Really, really fast, because you're warning people about buckle up if you get, which is 100% right. By the way, all we're trying to do, it is the damage report after all, is warn people about this. And I'm not really doing it for my interest or whatever. Like the news is gonna be way more interesting, up until we're not allowed to broadcast anymore. If he gets back into office, it's in my news interest that this happened, but I'm doing everything I can to try to stop it from happening. I just wish CNN and MSNBC would maybe get on board. Although honestly, and I don't want to conspiracy theorize or anything, they really do prefer when he's in office. I think when a Republican's in office. So I'm not going to say very loudly what I think is happening, but I don't think it's impossible to figure out. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.